Alright, so now we're going to look at some other options to create points. Previously we only used the add sub, which only creates a single point to begin with. So what if we want to create more points, and more points specifically on an object? This is very easy. So here we grab an object that is a test object, that is test geometry rubber toy 1. And we want to create a bunch of points on this rubber toy's surface. How do we do this? Very easy. So we can drop down a scatter node. The scatter node will basically just randomly scatter points on the surface of any object or volume. It just randomly detects the area and scatter point in it. That's it. It's not very, like, you can't really art direct it too much. It's just very random. You can relax the iterations to get it more smoothly or more uniform, but it also speeds it down a lot. So we're gonna take that off. Yeah, so that's one way. Another way is to actually grab the pre-existing points. So in this case, we're also gonna use the add, as we've done before, but we're not gonna create a point here. Instead, we're just gonna delete the geometry, but keep the points. So how we do that is we check this little box here called delete geometry, but keep the points. Simple as that. And if we take it, as you can see, all the points are still there, but the polygons and vertices are deleted. So if you can see, we have 12,854 primitives, 51,000 vertices, and 12,000 polygons. If you take this, we now only have points, 12,000 to be specific, but yeah. So that's also one way to make points on the surface of an object. I do like this one because it's a little cleaner and it actually makes it look nicer, but anyway. And now, what if we want to scatter points in the actual volume of this object? Well, first we actually have to convert it into a volume. So how we can do that is with ISO offset. The ISO offset node basically creates an ISO offset volume out of any polygon object. And we can put up the uniform sampling to 50 to get it more smoother. We can actually see the shape of it. If we put it to 10, which is the default, the resolution is pretty bad and we can't really see what object it is. But if we do 50, it's really smooth and we can clearly see the object still. And then we can basically just scatter points in that volume. And that's doing what I said. So scatter works on both polygon surfaces and volumes. And in volumes, it scatters throughout the whole volume. But obviously there's an easier way to do this with a single node, and that's points from volume. So this one actually has some things inside of it. It's an OTL made by Side Effects. I'm not gonna go over all of this, but it does kind of the same thing. It's a bit more fancy because you have more controls on here, but more or less it's the same. I prefer, it kind of depends actually. I do use both of these methods depending on what I do. But anyway. Yeah, so that's a couple of ways to make points out of an object. Hope it was useful, and I'll see you next tutorial. Bye.